Hello friends, sweet, charming, adorable. Just one word, cuties. We're talking about the cutest baby animals, which this video is dedicated to. Attention! During the viewing, feelings of tenderness, involuntary smiles, and a strong desire to pet your computer screen are all possible. We are absolutely sure that anyone who has spent over 2 days on the internet knows about this animal. The small fox living in northern Africa and the Arabian Peninsula can be easily recognized by its large ears. It seems that if the animal started to flap them too often, it could even briefly hover over the ground. In reality, fennec needs its large ears not only to hear better, but also for a more uniform temperature distribution in the conditions of the hot desert weather. Same as the adults, fennec babies have adorable eyes, and sometimes they can even make very funny faces. After all, they are cunning foxes first and sweet cuties and pretty fluffies second. People got so fond of these animals that some even tamed them for domestic life. The incredibly big-eyed loris comes from the tropical jungle of Southeast Asia and is known for its plush-looking but strong legs. Loris can hang from a tree for several hours, holding on with just one limb, as it often does so. Despite its incredibly cute appearance, the animal is venomous. The venom is secreted from the glands in the crook of the inner arm and is injected through the teeth. However, it isn't powerful enough to save the loris from the illegal pet trade, and thus the animal is on the red list. It's hard to even imagine that the huge adult boars were once such cute babies. But just look at these beautiful creatures. They even look like little chipmunks if you add a snout and hooves to them. The newborn boar has a chestnut coloring with light yellow longitudinal stripes. By the way, the coloring serves the baby boar as a kind of camouflage, which makes it less noticeable in the forest. As the piglet gets older, the light stripes begin to darken and gradually disappear, and it becomes completely red. In the fall, the hair grows very thick and even curls. Just imagine how cute this baby boar would look with small curls. And when the little boars are sleeping, huddled together, it's nearly impossible to distinguish their outlines from a distance. Just as it's impossible to stop smiling when you look at this picture. Unfortunately, all kids eventually grow up, and the cuteness level gradually begins to decline. Boars increase in size very quickly. A newborn piglet weighs 1 kilogram, and just 1 year later, it becomes 40 times heavier. The female elephant usually gives birth to just one baby, so it gets all the attention. The newborn baby elephant weighs between 90 and 120 kilograms, and its height at the withers is about 1 meter. Unlike its mom, the baby elephant doesn't have a long trunk, but a rather short one, which only makes it look even funnier. The little elephant is very determined and gets up on its feet to follow its mother in just some 15 to 30 minutes after having been born. Otherwise, it's just the same as the rest of the restless baby animals. Baby elephants enjoy swimming. They also like doing all kinds of nonsense, for example, lying on the ground and fooling around while their mother doesn't see them. Gorilla babies behave exactly the same way as human babies. They hold food with their hands and watch everyone curiously, but most of all, they enjoy fooling around. After being born, the baby clings to the mother's fur, while the mother presses it to her chest. But as the baby gets a little older, it gets on the mother's back and accompanies her wherever she goes. It may seem uncomfortable for us, but the gorilla babies feel perfectly fine there. After all, many of you got carried by your parents either on their back or neck in your childhood, and you probably liked it very much. Just look at this cute gorilla. It's very difficult to say no to it because it can make this face, and you won't even notice how you start obeying its bidding, so be careful with this cutie. Tapirs are actually ancient animals that have been living on Earth for almost 55 million years. They used to be widespread throughout the planet, but now they only live in South America and the southeastern regions of Asia. Cute babies of this animal are born with white spots and stripes that serve as a natural camouflage to protect the defenseless babies from various predators, just like the ones in our video. By the age of about 6 months, the camouflage is completely replaced by the chocolate brown color, like that of its mother, which the little tapirs spend a lot of time with. The tapir babies are so active that they try to make friends with the whole world around them. These adorable babies get up on their feet immediately after birth, and on the second day they already begin to explore the local attractions. Baby tapirs always want to stick their long, funny nose wherever possible and quickly find some interesting adventures. To see the ring-tailed lemur babies in the wild, go to Madagascar. But if you want to see them up close, you won't find a better place than the Monkeyland Primate Sanctuary in South Africa. The weight of the baby lemur at birth varies from 80 to 120 grams. The newborn lemur clings to the mother's fur and hangs from it. During the first months, the females carry their offspring on their stomachs and later on their backs. Only at the age of 1 to 2 months, the baby lemur begins to leave the mother's back and make independent forays, returning to the mother for sleep and feeding. The red panda is an animal that looks like a fox and is called a panda, but it isn't related to either one of them. Adult red pandas form families for life, and the female gives birth to 1 to 4 babies at a time. The caring mother panda prepares the hollow for the future offspring in advance, softening it with grass and moss. The red panda babies are born very small, completely blind and deaf. Just imagine, the newborns only weigh about 100 grams. They gradually grow beautiful and thick fur, just like their parents, and transform into funny, a little awkward, but unbelievably adorable animals. Red panda babies begin to leave their parental home at the age of 3 months, and before that, they enjoy lying around in the nest, accepting maternal care. If you ever saw a herd of goats, you must have noticed little playful goats among the adult ones. It's not hard to smile at the sight of these restless babies. They sure are very cute, but also loud and curious. The mother goat can give birth to 1 to 5 offspring at a time, who are born quite large and covered in fur. They get up on their feet already in the first hours. For the first few weeks, the baby goats feed on the mother's milk and then gradually switch to grass and hay. Baby goats can get along with people well, if they aren't tested or offended, but as soon as they don't like something, they can show off their slightly grown horns by using them to headbutt the offender. By the way, little goats begin growing horns 2 to 3 weeks after being born. There are also hornless goat breeds. Many of you most likely have only seen rhinos on TV, the internet, or in scientific journals. These strong animals only look slow and calm, but in fact, they can be aggressive if they feel threatened. However, small rhinos don't induce fear, as looking at them can only make you feel tenderness and delight. The rhino's pregnancy lasts for about 15 to 18 months, and the female can give birth to 1 baby at a time, weighing from 20 to 35 kilograms. It can take the baby hippo up to 3.5 years to part with its mother. Until then, the female will look after the baby and protect it from any danger. Adult hippos can hardly be called adorable. They are more likely to invoke fear due to their impressive size and huge mass, which can't be said about the little hippos, who look very funny. The gestation period of hippos is about 8 months. Before giving birth, the female hippo leaves the herd. Most sources say that hippos give birth in water, but there is evidence that they can give birth on land as well. In this case, the female hippo prepares a nest from the trodden grass and bushes before the birth. Hippos always give birth to only 1 offspring, weighing from 27 to 50 kilograms, with the body length of about 1 meter. After the baby hippo is born, the mother pushes it up to the surface to breathe. Otherwise, the baby hippo can drown since it can't hold its breath for over 40 seconds yet. In just 5 minutes, the newborn hippo can already stand up. The mother takes care of its baby for about 28 months, feeding it with nutritious milk all the time. Sometimes it seems that nature has specifically created baby animals to be so cute and funny so that looking at them, even the most callous person would be touched. Like our video, and we'll see you next time.